Hello and welcome to the France 24 interview. Today we're going to be talking about the profound changes that have rocked the Arab world over the course of the last months. More than a year now it's been. We're going to be talking particularly about Morocco and its place within those changes and how it's dealt with them both at home and all around it. I have the pleasure of meeting today with Morocco's Deputy Foreign Minister, who is Youssef Amrani. Thanks very much indeed for being with us. Now, the burning issue of the day, of course, is Syria. We're going to talk about all the changes that have ensued from ever since the Arab Spring more than a year ago. But of course, the case of Syria has been the most tragic. You've been meeting with France's foreign minister. There is still hope that something can be done from the outside.
Yes, there is hope. French foreign minister, which country will be chairing the Security Council in August, has convened a meeting of the Security Council at the level of foreign ministers to see if we can move forward in this in solving this crisis, because the situation today is unacceptable. We have to end violence against civilians. We have to help the Syrians to build up their own future, which future should be democratic. And we have to help them for their national reconciliation, because the situation today is very dangerous. It might have an impact on the region, and we will try to see. And Morocco will support France in this endeavor. As you know, Morocco also has taken the lead in the Security Council since the beginning of the Syrian crisis by proposing a resolution which was vetoed the first time by Russia and China. But we should not be discouraged. We should continue to seek for a diplomatic outcome and a political settlement to this issue. Of course, if we fail in this endeavor, then we have to think about other alternatives, because we cannot continue in this crisis. It's a very huge humanitarian dimension. People are going everywhere in the region, and we need to stop the bloodshed.
Of course, Morocco has been at the heart of those diplomatic efforts that you mentioned, both at the Arab League and at the Security Council for these many months. In a sense, has the international community not already failed? And is there really anything more that can be hoped on a diplomatic level?
I don't want to use the word failed. I think we should try. Of course, the most important today is the democratic transition, because we don't think that the actual regime has the leadership to promote the changes in the country and democratic changes, and the future must be democratic. And that's why we have to work. And Laurent Fabius will again try with Russia and China in the Security Council within the P5 to see if they can, join this effort for a political settlement, because today everybody, it's not in their own interest. It is on the interest of everybody to have peace and stability in the region, because otherwise we always reinforce fundamentalism and extremists who will take the lead in the region. So we need to help the Syrians and to stop this crisis, this humanitarian crisis.
Now, of course, Syria is at one extreme of what can happen, what happened after the Arab Spring. Yeah. Morocco perhaps is at the other. The transition was carried out very smoothly. The people who took to the streets saw many of their demands answered through the elections that were held, the change of the constitution and so on. But of course, that election did bring to power Islamists whom some fear may represent at some point a threat to the individual freedoms and the progressiveness that Morocco has always been famous for.
No, I think we have a very modern constitution in Morocco today. For example, I'll give an example. Gender equality is in our constitution. Freedom of the press is in our constitution. So I think because Morocco, the example of Morocco is unique, because we started the reforms more than 12 years ago, step-by-step approach, through the participation of all political parties in the shaping up of this modern Moroccan society. Of course, we still have some difficulties as far as job creation, as far as promotion of growth, as far as some issues like the reform of the judiciary and we are going to tackle these issues. For Morocco, we made the choice very clearly since a long time, but thanks God we had the leadership of the king, because the king is the one who promoted this leadership. And today we accept democracy, we accept the rule of the games. Today the elections have put the PJD at the front of the elections, so he is today in the government. Today what is important, our priority today is to build up a modern economy open to its outside world. I think the priorities are decided already. Strengthen relation with Europe, build up the Maghreb Arab Union, which is something which is we believe and we want to succeed in this endeavor, and to be open through free trade agreements with Europe and elsewhere. So, and face also all the security threats in our region. So I think that Morocco is a, we don't want to be model for any other countries. We are our own model because it is a homegrown reform process, and we're happy we are to achieve. Of course, we need to make more steps to move forward.
One of the issues, of course, the economy that Morocco will have to deal with. 30% unemployment in the age range between 15 and 29 years old is huge, and
yes.
Many structural reforms will need to take place.
Yes. Definitely. I think we need innovative approaches. I think the most important today is how to create jobs through helping young people to create their own enterprises. How to open up the economy and to export more. And also through the reform of education, because education towards job-oriented is an important tool to move forward. Morocco is also building up strong infrastructure, tourism, highways. I think we are doing pretty well. We have no oil, but we have capacity building, and we have a young generation who have developed spirit of entrepreneurship. I think this is what is the most important for us today.
Another of the thorns in the side of the Moroccan government is, of course, the question of the Western Sahara, still unresolved today. Is it not time to grant autonomy to the region? Is it not time that Morocco address the problem?
Exactly. This is the proposal that Morocco has made to the UN. Made an autonomy plan, and which has been considered as a serious and credible one by the Security Council, by the international community. Today we are on a dynamic, and we have to preserve this dynamic of negotiations on the basis of clear parameters which were adopted by the Security Councils, which are the spirit of compromise and the realism to move forward. So today Morocco will continue to work with the Security Council with good faith in order to reach an acceptable solution on the basis of the autonomy plan and the Moroccan sovereignty.
Now, of course, the Arab Springs and everything that's ensued have had an enormous impact on other parts of the Sahara, and particularly northern Mali. The Ivorian president has said in the last few days that an outside military intervention is inevitable. Do you believe that that's the case? In Mali?
In Mali. Listen, today I think we in Morocco, we privilege the regional approach, and through ECOWAS. Today I think we have to work on double track. The first track is to reinforce a democratic government in Mali that can really take the lead, and that can really fight the situation in the north of Mali. And then we have to seek for international support and through regional support. And I think ECOWAS has the necessary tools to be able to fight the complicated situation in northern Mali through the interaction, not only between extremists and independentist movement, but also movement links to drug trafficking. Because today, what's happening also in the Gulf of Guinea is very worsening. The situation of, as you know, 30% of the cocaine which is today exported to Europe comes from this region. So there is interaction and a connection between drug trafficking, terrorism, and destabilization. For these reasons, we believe today that we should help, we should contribute to the international efforts and to the efforts of the ECOWAS to face the situation.
How grave a threat do you think it is to the region?
It's threat because a lot of countries have difficulties, and Al Qaeda is growing in the region, and lack of states, strong states, could be could be a major security threat for not only for the Maghreb Arab countries, but also for Europe, because we are only very close to each other and we need to work together. And that's why Morocco also has taken the lead with other countries in the Security Council to address this issue of Sahel and Mali in the Security Council.
Youssef Amrani, thanks very much indeed for having been our guest today, and indeed in so many languages. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
That brings us today to the end of today's interview here on France 24, but we'll be back very soon for another one. I do hope you'll join us then. Goodbye.